Assalamualaikum students. I hope you all are fine. So today we have to start our book, which is Oxford Modern English, book 6. So I want you all to open your book, page number, and our first chapter we have to start, which is Mother to Son on page number 2. Okay, so let's move towards on page number 2. Okay, Mother to Son. This poem was by Langston Hughes, which is the writer of this poem. He was an American novelist, playwright, and short story writer as well. And he was also famous for his poems. And this poem, Mother to Son, was written in 1922. Okay, so as from the topic of this poem, as we came to know that this poem was about the conversation of mother and her son. Okay, let's move toward these difficult words. Okay, here are some difficult words from this poem, so we should understand them clearly, then we will move toward the poem. Okay, let's start from the first one, climbing. As this poem was in American English, so in American English, Langston used many short forms of many words. Okay, so the first one is climbing. Climbing is a short form of climbing. Okay, ant is the short form of am not. Okay, as this poem, I have told you that this poem was in American English, so these are the short forms. Okay, as it is in American English. The next word is crystal. Crystal is a high quality clear colorless glass. Okay, it was a glass which is clear and colorless. The next word is honey. Okay, Langston used this word to show the dearness or to show the love of mother to her son. Okay, so that's why it doesn't mean that that sugar syrup. It means that he used to express the love of mother to her son. That's why he used honey. Okay, the word for the son. The next word is eyes. Eyes is the short form of I am, I is. Okay, the next word is kinder. Kinder in American English is used for kind of. Okay, so this is the kind of this is the and they have similar meanings. Kind of or kinder, they have similar meanings. Okay, the next word is landing. Landing is the short form of landings, which was a flat area and plain area without having steps in it. Okay, the next word is set down. Set down, the meaning of set down is sit down or take some rest or stop for a while and move and didn't move forward. Okay, the next word is splinters. Splinters are the sharp and slender pieces of wood broken from the main body. Okay, so splinters are basically the sharp pieces and having sharp body of wood pieces. The next word is tacks. Tacks are basically kind of nails having flat head and thin body, and they are also kind of like thumb pens. Okay, after understanding these words, let's move toward the reading of this poem. Okay, now I'm starting the reading of this poem, so be attentive. Okay, well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. So I've already told you that this poem is about a conversation of mother and her son. So the mother was telling to her son that life for her is not as plain as it seems to be, and it was not without having any difficulties or any hurdles, but it was full of hurdles, and it was not as clear as a crystal stair. Okay, crystal stair means clear stair. Okay, a transparent stair. It had tacks in it and splinters. Okay, so she was telling her son that her life was basically, it doesn't mean that it was having tacks in it, thumb pens in it, or nails in it, but it means that she was trying to portray the difficulties and the hurdles she faced in her life. Okay, tacks, splinters, these words are showing the difficulties and the hurdles of her in her life. Okay, which she have faced. and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor bare. And boards torn up and places with no carpet on the floor bare means that she was having she was not having plain boards, or she was not having a plain journey of her life. And places with no carpet on the floor means that she was not having a kind of luxurious life, having a carpets or having a luxuries in her life, but she had faced many difficulties in her life, and life seems to be so bare for her. Okay, bare means unclothed or luxurious for her. Okay, but all the time eyes been climbing on. Okay, so eyes is the short form, as I've already told you, and climbing is the short form of climbing, and eyes is the short form of I am or I is. Okay, now she was telling that all the time she is still climbing on her journey towards life, towards her destiny, towards her goals. Okay, so she was still climbing, and she didn't give up on her goals. Okay, and reaching landings and turnings corner. Okay, corners. So reaching is the short form of reaching, and landing is the short form of landings. So and turning is the short form of turning. Okay, so she was telling, while continuing her conversation, and she was telling that uh, in her journey of life with difficulties and hurdles in it, she still have achieved her goals as well, and she achieved landings of in her destiny or in her goals as well, and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark. Okay, now while still continuing her conversation, she was telling that at sometimes there in her life, in the journey of her life, there are many hurdles. She didn't. She also have faced many setbacks, many failures in her life. Okay, she also get some goals, and also she had faced many failures or many setbacks in her life, also in the journey of her life. Okay, let's move toward the next. Where there ain't been no light, so boy, don't you turn back. Okay, in this line, where there ain't been no light, she was telling that her journey was not as easy, and as it was full of hurdles, full of difficulties. It was sometimes she was not having any kind of support, any kind of light in her journey, which was no light was representing or portraying that there is no support in her life. There are many times she was not having any support. Okay, so let's move toward the next. So boy, don't you turn back. So in this line, she was advising her son that if his boy also having the same having the difficulties of life, of the journey, in the journey of his life, don't you turn back. She was advising her son that you should not turn back towards the journey, toward the goals of his life. Okay, don't you sit down on the steps, cause you find it is a kinder hard. It's a kinder hard. Okay, now don't. She was still advising her son, that don't you sit down on the steps. That she was telling that you should not sat down for a while and take rest for a while on the while having a journey, but you should have the courage to face all the difficulties, and still move on your journey. Okay, because you find it's kind of hard. Cause is the short form of because. Okay, she was telling that you may find your life as kind of here it's kinder is the meaning of kinder is kind of. Okay, so she was telling that you may find your life kind harder. Okay, so you should not set back, you should not turn back, you should not sit down on the steps. Okay, and you should not as you feel it kind hard. Come on to the next one. don't you fall now. She was still telling that, she was still advising her son that you don't fall now. Okay? Don't is the short form of do not. Okay? She was advising her son that you should not fall on your journey or in your journey towards life, towards your goals of life. For I still going, honey. Okay? She was still telling about her journey, about the mother, about the journey of her mother, of his mother, that she was telling that in her journey that she was also still going, honey. She was representing the love to her son. That's why she used honey, okay, to call her son. She was telling that she was still going on in her journey. That's why you should not fall on your journey as well. Okay? I still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. I've already told you that this is the short form of I am or I is. Still climbing. Climb is the short form. Climbing is the short form of climbing. So she was telling that she was still climbing rather than giving up, and life for her is not as crystal stair or as simple or as plain for her. Okay? After completing the reading of the whole poem, and let's move toward the basic idea. The main idea of the poem is, in short, this poem is about the attitude you should have towards the journey of life, towards the hardships of life that you should face, that you may face, and then with the courage you should not give up on your difficulties or on your hardships. This was the main idea. I hope that you all may understand it fully. If there is any difficulty in this poem, or if there is any difficulty in any word, I suggest to you that you should read out the whole poem along with these difficult words as well. Okay? I hope you will understand it. If there is any difficulty, keep give the thorough reading to the whole chapter. Okay? Thank you. That's it.